Welcome to the MLC, the Mr. Limber channel. This is your host and your brother, Mr. Limber. Today's topic will be dealing with the famous debate that's been going on around the manosphere regarding should a man cold approach a woman when trying to interact with her sexually or romantically, or a combination of both, or should he practice the choosing signal philosophy. Now, I'm choosing my words carefully in this one because I believe it is best to put this thing in context. I've seen many debates, many brothers get upset about it. Many try to explain why their philosophy is better. But you guys know my channel is all about balance, so I'm here to bring some insight, some calm, level-headed thinking, so we may see a more compatible point of view. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and kick your feet up and grab that cold drink. You already know it's time for us to talk. So, what should you do? Well, first I'm going to give you the answer that you probably should expect from my channel. It's the same thing I've been saying forever. As long as you're not simping, do whatever it is that you want to do. As long as you're not a simp, do whatever it is that you want to do. After all, you are a grown man, right? There's the idea. You are a grown man, and a grown man should do what he wants to do. The idea of choosing signals is often criticized by using the word wait. Wait. To be patient, to sit there and wait. That is a criticism oftentimes used to criticize those who believe in choosing signals. They say that these men are behaving in the feminine energy. That's what they say. They say that, like a woman, these men are sitting around and waiting for something to happen without making it happen themselves. When you study in the esoterics and you study the metaphysics and some of the occult teachings, you understand that they explain the energies of the sexes. They say that the female energy is to be inwards, is to be passive. The masculine energy is to be outwards, is to be more assertive. What does that mean? That means if the man, the masculine, doesn't get something done, it does not get done. When you see women out there going and trying to get things done that are out of the feminine element, these are women dealing in the masculine. You understand? So the people who are criticizing those who believe in choosing signals and those who exclusively practice the choosing signalism, the choosing signal philosophy, those who criticize them say they are waiting like the females. Well, I am here to bring balance. So first of all, let us address the idea of choosing signals. And let me clarify something for many of you. Number one, a man who is dealing with choosing signals, a man who believes in choosing signals, is usually a man with boss level game. Now, I know many respectable brothers have chimed in on this topic, but I'm here to bring balance as always, balance and fair content. These men who believe in choosing signals are men who have boss game. What do I mean by this? Number one, they are not waiting on anything. The word waiting is falsely used. It is used by someone who does not properly understand what choosing signals are, how they work, who pretty much first coined the terms. And if you guys would like to know more about that and the pimps and so forth, you might want to tune in to Dr. BOA, my brother, one of the best YouTubers out there. Chime in, go into his channel and listen to him chime in on the topic. And oftentimes he speaks on it more than anyone else in the manosphere. And he will break that down to you guys regarding the history of choosing signals. But usually, if you want to properly understand the idea of choosing signals, you might want to hear it from a pimp or a man who has pimp level game. You understand? A pimp or a man who has pimp level game. The idea of choosing signals is not to wait on a woman to find you. It's not to wait on a woman to bless you with her attention, to bless you with her sexual attention, her romantic attention. The word waiting, when used to criticize those who believe in choosing signals, seems to imply that someone is running out of patience. That the man is sitting there running out of patience, wanting a woman to choose on him, but the whole time nobody is doing it, or the women who are doing it don't look good. So he's sitting around frustrated because he can't wait for someone, a female, to pay him some attention. That is heavily false. Now, I could understand why many brothers criticize the idea of the choosing signals. I can understand that. The reason why is because in the manosphere, we have two different groups of red pill men. Number one, we have the red pill man who knows how to get women, who can get with women, who go out there and make money, who move out of their parents' house, who go to college, who get the degrees, who have been or are in the military, getting something done with their lives. These are the men who chop game in the comment sections. These are the men who chop game on the live streams. And these are the men who chop game on these videos as content creators. And then we have the other crew. The other crew is a low tier man. Is a man who's not very successful, who does not believe in himself, who have a lot of frustration and a lot of hate. And he sits around amongst the wolves pretending to be part of the pack. He's pretending to be part of the crew. But he's not part of the pack. On the contrary, he is a sheep ready to be slaughtered. He is not a wolf, but he is really a sheep in wolf's clothing. Let's flip that typical saying the other way around. A wolf in sheep's clothing has now been changed to a sheep in wolf's clothing. So I believe a lot of these men who are the lower tier of brothers, many of those who refuse and completely oppose to the idea of self-growth and self-development, those kind of guys, they masquerade themselves under the pretext that they are waiting on a woman to choose on them because they are afraid to interact with women in the first place. And I think that is the mistake that those who criticize men who practice choosing signals, practice the idea and the philosophy of choosing signals, they use those examples to say, well, look at all these men. They're not getting any women. They're not getting the women they want. So choosing signals don't work. That's what they're saying. I'm bringing you guys a proper balanced perspective. But that is false. The true men who really follow the idea of choosing signals, those men usually have boss game. One, they're not waiting on anybody. I said that already. Number two, they probably have a rotation of women, and not just for sex. A rotation of women who actually do things for them. Wash their clothes, help them with their business, buy them things that they may need. They have a rotation of women helping them accomplish certain things that they want done. These are men who purposely, by choice, not involuntarily, not incels, but by choice, practice celibacy. By choice, make themselves abstain from sex. By choice. Because they want to work on their business. Because they want to work on their spirituality. Because they want to work on self-growth, so they put aside women. They have so much self-control that they can just do that and not have a problem. But when they're ready to hop back on women they can do it in a heartbeat. They can do it easily. They don't even get rusty. Those are some of the attributes and characteristics of men who deal with choosing signals. They don't wait. They can abstain and be celibate at will, even though women are throwing themselves at them. These men may also have a rotation of women. So now the question becomes, is this you? For those of you who are questioning this philosophy, is this you? Is this your game, is what I'm asking. Is this your strategy, is what I'm asking. If it's not for you, then why are you trying to practice it? If it's not for you, why are you fighting about it? Let's move over to the side that is the cold approach. I have heard criticisms also when it comes to the idea of cold approaching women. Approaching a woman that has not given you a signal that she wants you to approach her. This is what that means. It means approaching a woman who may not even see you coming. Approaching a woman out of the blue. The criticism for that philosophy, for that ism, is that these men are beta. The criticism is that they are putting themselves in a beta male's position, in a position to lose, in a position to be weak before the woman. Now let me share to you some balanced content, some balanced understanding. Because on this channel, I deal a lot with compatibility, with fairness, with common ground, where things can work. Now, I myself have made a video called The Beauty in Rejection. The Beauty in Rejection. And in that video, I was addressing incels, involuntary celibates, men who are celibate not by choice because of what society has categorized them in. They are forced to be celibate, not because they want to be. Okay? Because of how women view them, they are celibate. They are abstaining from sex, not by choice. You understand? And I made that video for TFLers, which are true forced loneliness. It's another category of men very similar to incels who are without women and they cannot interact with women simply because women are not giving them the time of day. And I was trying to encourage these brothers to step out and be more manly and not worry about what people think and create their own environment. That was the idea behind that video. If you guys have seen that video, you remember that I've said that chasing a woman and cold approaching a woman is not the same thing. This is why I spend a lot of time on this channel breaking things in categories so you brothers may understand. Let me say that one more time. Chasing a woman, repeatedly going after a woman, begging a woman day in and day out to take them out. Asking a woman, would she please give you a chance, is not the same as cold approaching a woman. Leading with your wallet is not the same as cold approaching a woman. It is not the same. Now, the reason I personally do not believe that cold approaching a woman is beta is because it is a man doing whatever the heck he wants to do. As long as he is not simping and putting that woman on a pedestal and leading with his wallet, why is it beta that this man was able to grab his pears, walk up to a woman like a boss, and said exactly what is on his mind? I don't believe that's beta. I believe that's masculine. I believe that is you going out there as a conqueror and conquering that woman like a piece of land. You are conquering what you want. You see it, you want it, you take it. Okay? Of course, take it don't mean anything illegal. Let's keep it in perspective. All right? You go after what you want. And guess what? A man who cold approach should have strong, thick skin. He should be so confident in himself that he already has a definition for his own self. What do I mean by that? I mean that this is a man who defines his own self. In other words, regardless of what that woman say to him, if she rejects him, it doesn't change anything about him. If she accepts him, it doesn't change anything about him. He is still who he is. That is a man with some boss, self-centered confidence. You understand? What do I mean by self-centered confidence? I mean, it is not a confidence that is coming from everywhere else or from the outside of him. This is not a confidence that is based on his wealth. You understand? This is confidence that is based on who he defined himself as. Once again, you guys must understand something called the schools of thoughts. In the schools of thoughts, we deal with a lot of isms. You understand? Isms are philosophies, ideologies that sometimes you find one, two, or more people discussing one topic with different philosophies, different ways of approaching it, and different ways of understanding it. There is no reason to become disrespectful to one another because you hold a different school of thought about the same subject, such as philosophers in the past, like Aristotle, as Plato, who all held different ideas sometimes about the same thing. Those are schools of thoughts. One school of thought in the manosphere is that confidence comes as you start to accomplish things. You see things around you, and confidence comes from you buying that house, you being able to get that car. Now you build more confidence and you can use it towards that woman. That is one philosophy in the manosphere. Another philosophy is that the confidence come within. So people ask, which way does confidence come from? I believe it comes from both. This is polarity and duality. If you guys are truly ready for the metaphysics, I will continue my series. But the reason I stopped on the metaphysics, I only have a part 1 out, is because I believe many men are not ready yet. You understand? So in this case, what I call self-centered confidence is a confidence that comes from the definition that you have given yourself. This is a definition that you hold even if you are homeless. You believe that this is you and nothing can change it. Nothing can shake it. You are who you are. You lose your house, you're still that person. You buy a house, you're still that person. You're broke, you're that person. You're rich, you are that person. This is a definition that you have created for yourself, and you truly believe this is who you are, if they could put who you are in words. So a man who cold approaches, he cold approach with that self-centered confidence. This is who he is. And what a woman responds to his approach does not redefine who he is. If she says, you don't have a nice car, you don't make enough money for me, it doesn't matter, because he is who he is. By the time he walks away, he have forgotten what that woman said already. How many of y'all have experienced this? You plan to go somewhere with a woman and she flakes. And then 2 hours after she flakes, 10 minutes even after she flakes, you completely forgot that you were going somewhere with a woman. Now that is a man with boss confidence. That is a man who can actually cold approach. It doesn't matter what the woman says. You're not putting her on a pedestal. You already had a plan to go somewhere. You invited her with you. And she could call it a date if she wants to. I was going to eat, she could come. I was going to the park, she could come. I was going to the gym, she could come. Oh yes, dates are in the gym too, nice and free. You talk to a girl, you start texting her. You cold approach, she's working out. You say, you know what? I like to work out with you sometimes. I find you attractive, whatever it is, blah, 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 right? And she figures you like her, she accepts. The next meeting you guys have, you exchange information. The next meeting is in a gym. Boom. The date is now in a gym. If she has access to your gym, she can come in for free. If she doesn't, she's signing as your guest, she can still come in for free. There's water, and we're done. That was a nice date. Next time, we can meet up again for somewhere a little bit more private. Boom. That's it. You could be getting laid, you could be doing anything. Either way, you already set up a cold approach in a date. Just that simple, by seeing a woman jogging. So no, I do not agree that it is beta to approach a woman and let her know what is on your mind. All right? But it is beta if you're telling her, please, come on, why won't you give me a chance? Give me a chance, just one chance. Let me prove myself. I'm not like the others. That is beta. That is chasing a woman. There is a difference between chasing a woman and cold approaching a woman. Cold approaching a woman is very dominant. It is grabbing your sacks, walking up to a woman and letting her know what is on your mind without fear in your heart. That is boss. And if she rejects, if she doesn't care for you, why do you care? I remember when I was about, I believe, 19 years old, I went to a party and all these girls were sitting there at a table dancing. And there was a few other women dancing on the dance floor. It was like one of those Hispanic, Haitian type of cultural parties where people are dancing as couples. You know, these type of fancy European tango looking type salsa type of dances. Compa for the Haitians, I guess. You know, type of dances. And I went to the group of girls, and the girl that was dancing the most, I asked her to go dance. You know, this is what guys do in those parties. And she said, I'm not going to dance. And I didn't say another word to her. I just twist my neck to the next side. Her homegirl who was sitting right next to her, I said, how about you, girl? You want to come dance? And she said, yep. I grabbed her friend's hand and I went to the dance floor. And her friend looked better than her. This is a man who can cold approach, and not care, right? You ask a woman, she said no, I turned around right next to her. I literally twist my neck. I didn't have to move my body because they were sitting right next to each other. And I said, how about you? And she said, okay. And the other girl's jaw just dropped. She was looking like, he didn't just do that. Oh yeah, I did. Because I'm a boss. I don't care. She didn't even see my face. It was dark. She looked up, didn't even take her time. She just said no, like I was gonna beg. I'm not gonna go beta. I'm not gonna keep begging. I'm not gonna keep asking. I don't care. There are more women out there than there are men. So there is an abundance of women and a scarcity of men. If anybody should be scarce, it is the woman, not me, not the man. So no, a cold approach to me is not beta. But begging a woman after you cold approach and she rejects you is beta. Following the school of thought, that is choosing signals. As I said before, a school of thought, right? It is not the same as waiting on women to choose on you. Actually, this is an area that most men haven't touched on yet in this area, which I believe the Dr. BOA could probably touch upon, because I'm sure he knows about this, is when a man could create the environment that creates choosing signals. He can carry himself in a way that creates choosing signals. He can release an energy into his orbit, an aura in his space that makes women choose on him. He can see a woman over there. I've done this. I've seen a woman sitting, standing, and I walk up to her area, not say a word to her. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm about to make her choose on me. And I watch her gravitate to me, approach me, and let me know somehow, one way or another, through looking at me, the way she presents her body when I'm around her, the way she try to strike up conversation, letting me know that she is choosing on me. Oh yeah, you can do that too. Another thing that is in the arsenal of a man who believes in the school of thought that is choosing signals is that he is capable of identifying choosing signals. Those are schools of thoughts. To cold approach, that is one school of thought. Another school of thought is to practice the idea of choosing signals, not to wait on them. There's a difference. So which one is your game? Do you practice both? I think if you could master both, you are a master in this game. Do you prefer to practice one over the other? That is your choice. But brothers don't need to become disrespectful, angry, going at each other in a very feminine way on YouTube because of isms, because of schools of thoughts. This is an intellectual conversation, something that could be around the round tables of academia. So if you really want to know about choosing signals, you need to find men who got that boss game. You need to find men who've been around pimps or men who are pimps. Shout out to my brother, Book of Deuteronomy. Check him out. Shout out to my brother, Warren B., the author of Pimp God. Check him out. And these brothers could teach you a thing or two about choosing signals. Now, if you want to know about cold approach, you could kind of talk to a dating coach. But a dating coach is really out there to teach you how to date in general. You could talk to a matchmaker, but a matchmaker is out there teaching you how to match up and matching you up, you understand, with someone that fits what you are looking for. Someone that has something in common with you, that is a matchmaker. But for cold approach, because I see you guys sometimes harassing dating coaches in the comment section about, I want to see you infield. I want to see you show receipts, man. Get infield. You're barking up really the wrong tree. What you need is a PUA. What you need is a pickup artist. That is the master of cold approach. Just like when it comes to choosing signals, you might want to talk to someone who got some pimp game. When it comes to cold approaching a woman, what you need is a PUA, a pickup artist. Now, of course, a dating coach should help with that. But a pure PUA, that is what they do it well, and they are successful in it. They are a specialist in the dating field. You understand? Now, of course, shout out to many brothers who have covered this topic, such as the master teacher Rom Wills. Shout out to the brother O'Shea. I believe C. Bugs covered this. Stephen Clinkscales, the Dr. BOA, and many more. All those schools of thoughts are correct, Kevin Samuels, as long as the brothers use respect. Too many brothers are addressing each other and each other's thought processes in disrespect. And that is not masculine. Brothers got to be respectful to each other. Shout out to all the brothers that I've mentioned. They are all great teachers, fantastic YouTubers. Check them out. Check out my brother, Afi King, AFI space Kingdom, Afi Kingdom. Check him out. That is a great life coach in general. The brother is relaxed, laid back with some deep level content. Check him out. Check out my brother Nias. He is great on Black history. He covers a lot of that. That brother is well deserving of a shout out. And I encourage any other YouTubers who have a significant amount of subs to shout out my brother Nias. You know, the brother is not black, but he covers a lot of Black history. I know this is a little bit off the topic. The man deserves the subs. He deserves the attentions. He helped us out a lot in the Black community. He put a lot of content out that shed light, that help us out and expose a lot of injustice. So go ahead and subscribe to the brother Nias. That is Nias. I believe there is a number behind that. I'm going to post the link and it's going to also be on the screen. Check that brother out. But I just wanted to put some balance into this debate regarding should you cold approach or not. At the end of the day, you are a grown man. As long as you're not simping, do whatever the heck you want to do. Peace.